Hello and welcome to a very special edition of the Role Models podcast with Authentic Collectables. My name is Andrew van Leeuwen from Speedcafe and I'm joined, as always, by William Hall, the big dog in Authentic Town. He has rocked up at Bathurst. It's cold. He has no clothes. He lost his suitcase.
Hang on, I'm still wearing clothes.
Okay, he's got some clothes.
Some
What he's
clothes.
wearing is what he's going to be wearing to at least Monday next week.
I mean, I might be able to get my suitcase back. But...
What happened? Tell us the story.
Well, as usual, Sydney Airport's a bit of a cluster at the best of times.
Yep.
And I went and grabbed the rental car while the boys grabbed all the luggage.
Yep.
Grabbed my bag off the carousel. It was very nice of them.
Yep.
Then we piled into the car. Everyone threw their stuff in the car. I was in the car. Then I drove away.
With no bag.
And there was no bag.
Have we heard anything about any sort of security threats at Sydney
not-
Airport? Usually when a
We
bag
did
gets
just
left
Google that,
unattended,
actually. We did just Google it.
It generally doesn't go too
Yeah,
well.
I rang baggage services and I just had to leave a message. I'm like, is that because they've all been evacuated out of the airport?
Could be.
No,
Could well be.
Look, if that's the case, I apologise. But
Anyway, it's important to get your bad luck out of the way early
That's
on
right.
Bathurst week.
That is exactly
now,
right.
we are at Reckless Brewing in Bathurst. It's become a bit of a local institution,
Absolutely.
to be honest. They do cool motor racing stuff. They're sort of really engaged with the circuit here and the races that take place here. They've made this awesome WAU lager. That's almost collectible. That's like
Yeah,
that's sort of
absolutely.
got a very collectible vibe about it.
you
which,
wouldn't want to drink them. I
I
mean, you'd
would.
want to drink
Yeah, I
them.
would want to drink them, to be perfectly
But then
honest.
maybe just keep the cans.
We'll stick with these nice ones in a pint at the moment. So thanks to the guys from Reckless for having us here to record this short and sharp episode of Role Models,
Yeah.
just to celebrate the
While
fact
we're
that
in
it's
town.
Bathurst week. It's Motor Racing Christmas.
Yeah.
Let's have
Exactly
a chat
right.
about a few things. Bit of news.
I was about to say, there's a few things that have happened since the last time we spoke. Last time we saw each other, in
yeah,
fact.
which wasn't even that long
No,
ago.
that's right.
But there has certainly been a fair bit on. So we have a calendar.
We have a calendar, which is good.
Yep. What do you think? It's good?
Look, I think everyone would like it to be longer,
Yeah.
wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But we know the constraints
Yes.
around that, and
Yeah.
we hope that in 2026 that'll all get kind of cured to an extent.
Yep.
Motor racing still costs a lot of money.
It does.
That's the things that people kind of forget
Yeah.
in all of this is
Yeah.
that we would love to do 50 rounds a year, but who's going to pay for it?
Yeah,
Like,
and
it just-
at least what we do understand now we've seen the formats is that there will actually be
more racing.
a lot more racing.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, 1,200 kilometres of additional racing is a lot of
Significant.
racing.
Yeah.
Less practice, which is
Also good.
music to everybody's ears.
Less
and
testing
yes,
too,
less
which-
testing. So,
I'm a
to-
bit on the fence with that. I don't mind a bit of testing, but
speaking to Tim Edwards at Bathurst today, that was a request from the teams.
there you go.
If they were going to do more racing, the cost had to come down somewhere. Preparing racing cars to go testing is absolutely no different to preparing them to go racing.
A
So-
kilometre driven is a kilometre paid for.
Correct. So that was actually a request of the teams. That was pushed back from the teams. So how can we maybe streamline our testing?
Yep.
So it's 2 all-in tests, one just before Sydney Motorsport Park,
Yep.
one directly after Queensland Raceway,
Okay.
which is the
So
pre-Enduro
everyone's-
test.
Yep, and everyone's kind of there.
Everyone's there. That's running for your Enduro driver, basically. That's really what the focus will be there.
Yep.
And off you go. So, look, there are some positives. It's not the expansion that we'd maybe love to see, but
As I say,
there are still...
that may be in the pipeline. So
Correct. But obviously the big news, and what I think is exciting news, even if some of the fan reaction
most of
has
social
been
media
has been
disagrees with you.
different, is that we're going to have, a sprint season, an Enduro season, and finals.
I think it's an absolutely fantastic idea.
I agree. Yeah, I
Like,
really do agree.
I get some of the negativity, and I get the possibly going down the NASCAR path and all of those sort of parallels that have been drawn. But at the end of the day, if you're not top 4 in the championship coming into Adelaide, well, you're not in the championship hunt anyway.
Well, we don't have 10 drivers in the hunt for the championship right now.
That's what I mean.
Like we
it
don't
just-
10. We have 3.
Yeah. So
There are 21 drivers who cannot win the championship right now. So
it
we can actually...
only be a good thing.
Yeah, we're going to have more drivers in contention. And yeah, maybe someone will come from nowhere and snare it. Be awesome. Be
Yeah.
cool. Who
Yeah.
doesn't love an upset
It's
of
a
the footy
story.
or whatever? Like it's, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Sydney were the best team in the AFL all
Correct.
year.
Yeah,
And then they didn't win it on grand final day.
I've been a bit perplexed by some of the reaction, and particularly now it's kind of been outlined. You will have an advantage if you
Absolutely.
after Bathurst, if
Yeah.
you were the points leader, you will still go in with a
With a
sizable
lead.
advantage initially that should help you get through to the top 4 if you can execute. And yeah, there's variables that can affect whether you win the championship or not. Awesome.
But there's variables from round 1.
Yeah, correct.
Like, you have a
Yeah.
dud round 1, you are on the back foot all year.
Yeah.
And at some point, you may even put it away and go, look,
you
I'm
look at
just going
someone
to
like
roll around for the year.
Cam Waters, he'd almost be coming really into contention now, except that he's kind of not because of the slow start to the season. Interesting thing was, I mean, I guess Triple Eight is the team that probably Supercars was most worried about getting across the line on this because they're the team that's most likely to roll out
clean up
fast
constantly.
cars each and every round on a really consistent basis. But Jamie Winkup's really supportive of it as well, partly because he's realised that he probably would have won the title in 2015 under this season. So he's walking around saying he's actually an 8-time Supercars champion now, not a 7-time Supercars champion. So I think that helped him. I think
that helped him over the line.
reliving a bit of pain made him go, oh, hang on a minute, maybe there is a better way to do this sometimes.
But again, point systems have changed over the years. The
Yeah,
first
that's
championship was one race.
Yeah, that's right.
For goodness sake. Like,
Yeah.
we evolve. That's what we do.
It's
Is it not? Like,
it's a good thing, and it's good that Supercars just did it.
yeah.
And they did a lot of fan consultation, and that's the other thing. Obviously, we see a snapshot of fan reaction in terms of comment section and what you see online. Supercars is quite comfortable that in the more extensive fan consultation they did, it was very, very positive.
And when you then take into account things like Toyota coming into the series, potentially an expanded calendar in 26, a new broadcast deal for 26, we're going to spend the back end of 25 talking about this awesome showdown championship scenario.
Yeah.
That can only be a good thing.
Correct.
For all of those elements that I just covered.
Yep.
Like, it's going to be good.
It
Different.
is-
Different.
it
Different
is-
can be good.
It is, definitely.
Toyota coming into the series is different. Therefore, good.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it's
right.
just...
Well, it's given a lot of... Look, the paddock's quite a kind of optimistic, excited place at the moment. You know, there's some concerns heading to the weekend regarding reliability and a few things. There's some
different.
Some Ford teams still very unsure of when they're actually going to get the motors that they're hoping to be using on race day. But generally speaking, in terms of the future of the sport, I think we've kind of maybe moved on from this unknown of what the future kind of holds. What are we doing? Why are we just rolling around doing the same thing? We're not expanding. We're not growing. What's this TV deal going to look like? Suddenly, new manufacturer, finals. We've got a little bit of calendar expansion. There's new formats, new tyre. There's just cool stuff to be excited
I
about.
think the Friday afternoon 100Ks, they could be quite good.
Correct.
Certainly a reason to turn on the TV.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Or, depending on where you are in the country, it might even be an evening.
Yeah.
So, no, tick, tick, tick.
Yep. No, I agree. What's happening in the model? Are you going to have a few new Bathurst 1000 specials to make?
A few 1000 specials, hopefully. So,
What's caught your eye?
Chico Erebus car.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
You liked it?
The Venom BJR car, though, is probably that's the go.
They have some fun with that car, don't
Yeah.
they? With some of the stuff they get to do through that Pizza Hut
quite
connection.
a few Macaulay Jones cars we're making this year.
Yeah.
And the gold Penrite cars
Yep.
kind of look a bit different. They look better in the sunshine
Yeah, I think
photos
so.
today than maybe the studio shots.
I thought the same when I
A bit
actually
of a
saw
creeper,
it.
a bit like the gold ones. They were, the bronze ones.
Yeah, when I saw it in the garage before, I thought, this thing actually looks pretty
Yeah.
good, to be honest. But yeah, I think they all look good. I think the Chico roll car does look cool as well. So
yeah, and hopefully one of them's a Bathurst one.
that would be good for you.
Fingers crossed.
That would definitely be good for you.
Should we do a quick prediction?
Yep. Sure.
I know where you're.
Yeah,
gonna
you're
go
not going to
with
like it. This is not going to be an enjoyable. This is not going to be an enjoyable segment.
Given
for
we're
you.
recording this before any track action,
Yes,
so we
keep
have
in mind.
zero form guide on this,
Yeah.
other than the last 9 rounds.
Yeah. You go first. Give us your podium.
It's the praying for podium.
Yep.
Of Chaz and Lee, hopefully towards the front.
Yep.
There's going to have to be a AAA car in there.
You would
that's
imagine
just,
so.
that's
Yes.
just going to be a given.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Stanaway could be a bit of a smoky. For
Not
the
a
podium.
bad shout.
The podium, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, go on, give me your
Not a
your
bad.
top three.
Not a bad.
Three T8 cars.
Well, no. I think obviously with the way the safety cars will roll here, I think stacking is obviously going to be a much bigger issue than it was at Sandown. So I think a 1-2 even is probably overly optimistic for Triple Eight, but I've got the 88 to win it.
Yep.
That's what I've got to win it. For some reason, I don't know, 10 years of Jamie's kind of moment about this. I just like the 88 for reasons that I can't really explain because there's not really much to pick between the 88 and the 87.
No, they're both much muchness, aren't they?
I reckon the 87 could well be on the podium in third, and I reckon that the WAU 25 is a decent shout for sort of second and to be in the mix
Well, at least we got some podium cars
as well.
to
Yeah.
go
What
with our
about
beers.
what about pole? Again, I don't have a great answer for
No,
you.
I don't,
And it's
you
not
know,
a Triple A car, but it's still
no.
not a good answer for you.
No, and even my good answer is not a great answer because it's probably car 6.
That's exactly where I would be going for that one. That is
So
where I would be
it'll
going
make
for
a
that
lovely plain black model at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Waters might be the go for pole.
one. I reckon so as well. That's
Okay.
that's what I would be
At least
thinking.
we've agreed on something then.
Correct.
That's a start.
Well, given the fact that top 10 is sort of that's a big theme around Bathurst.
Yeah, go
We'll
on.
talk about the top 10, but you know it's freezing cold, so let's do maybe two top
Two
fives.
top fives. That gets us to 10 anyway, doesn't
finish,
it?
To just finish off this this
Going
special,
inside by the fire at Reckless could be a
I
good
think I
idea
might
after
duck in
this.
there and finish these pints off in there. So
So give me your top 5. And give me number 5. We'll start 5 to 1. You give me.
oh, they've got to be in order. I don't know if I've got them in order.
You don't have them in order.
I can try and put them in order. Oh, nah. I'll just give you 5.
You're just going to give me
I'll
5.
just
Well, give me the
5.
first one then of your
Okay.
top 5 Bathurst moments.
To me, the first one, which would be first if there was, is Lap of the Gods.
Yeah.
Like that was just one of the most amazing
Too cool,
moments of like television that I've watched in my life.
I was going to say, where were you?
I was watching on TV. That is before my first Bathurst was 06, the first one that I came to. So,
No, other than my run in 86. But that was slightly different.
yeah.
I was
Um,
only like 8 at the time.
Yes, yeah, no, I hadn't been here until 2006, so I was watching Lap of the Gods on TV, but it was like there's the JB lap. You're like,
Yeah,
wow, that's fast.
that's cool,
And then
yeah.
it was like insane, like just so cool. So that's got to be number 1, and then a few more in no particular order, like Bathurst 06. You know,
Yep.
and not because it was my first one that I was at. Obviously,
No,
it was
it's
a
just there was a fair
emotion
bit going
charged
on, wasn't
event with everything that had happened with everyone's passing and then obviously the result and all that sort of stuff. Like it was that was an incredible
It was
one.
a bit fairy tale-ish, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was amazing, and as the first one, it was like, wow, this is like this is a lot. I think
Particularly given we were working it, like
yeah,
that just added
Yeah.
a completely extra
Yep.
element to the whole thing of not just sitting at home watching it on TV.
yeah. I think David Reynolds and Luke Jordan winning in 2017.
Yep.
That was amazing. You know,
Yeah, that might be near one of my lists when we get to my list.
Yeah,
Yep.
because it was just such an incredible result, and they just won it on speed. Like it wasn't some sort of crazy upset.
No,
It was
they
this
just-
small
they just
upstart
did it.
team that went and just beat everyone, and
Yeah.
it was awesome. And no, I've known Dave for a long time since he was racing in Formula Ford and all that sort of stuff. So it was fun to see a mate win it, but it was just obviously an incredible result for a team that had been through so much and been through that big transition into a Holden team and all that sort
And
of
the
stuff.
weather and all sorts
Yeah,
of things that
yeah.
day as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was pretty amazing. You got to have Murph and Ambrose and their
Oh,
tangle.
punch on.
Yeah,
It
their
wasn't really a
tangle
punch on.
there. It's that was just brilliant theatre, an amazing kind of moment of like just two
two
of the
blokes just-
hardest competitors that have
And just
ever.
never going to
Yeah.
give the corner away.
Yeah, two of the hardest competitors that have ever competed in supercars on the same bit of road at this huge race. Not much love lost in the first place. Like, yeah, very, very cool. And one from one of my earlier Bathurst memories was obviously Glenn Seaton's heartbreak.
Oh, yeah.
You know, with the 30th anniversary, I think it was
Yeah.
Bo, and then it was
Seven had put up money
yeah,
and
all that
sorts
sort of
things.
stuff. And yeah, that's a TV moment that sticks with you as well. You know, can't remember exactly what year it
Macca's got
was
some
or-
good branding out of that too. 'Cause
Yes.
It was like the only race he ever ran from memory with a
Yeah.
Macca's logo on the side of his
Yeah.
helmet. And
Yeah.
all you saw for 5 minutes was Paul Glenn sitting in the car.
Yeah. So they're the top 5 moments that stick into my head. What's you're going to tell us now your 5 favourite Bathurst models that Authentic
That
has
Authentic
produced?
have made. And I put mine in order.
Good for you.
Yeah, yeah. So number 5, because you go 5 to 1, don't you?
Sure.
So the
I
20.
didn't, but whatever.
No, no, you went the other way. The 2022 Shell Retro cars. So we had a bit of a hand in the creation of the not only the model but the livery
big boy
itself
version,
and
yep.
kind of everything that went around it and all the branding that went around it
Yep.
and stuff. So Tristan, our marketing manager, did an amazing job putting all that together. So and then to be able to execute by doing the models as well.
Yep.
And we might have done a sneaky dirty version
Oh,
too, because 17 kind of didn't have the greatest of days.
got a bit dirty.
And it got a bit dirty at one point. So
Yep.
we might have made a one-off as well. So kind of in
I've seen that before.
yeah,
I have
in
seen
the
that.
Authentics world, that's
Yep.
kind of probably
Yep.
almost the most valuable car we've got, because
Oh, wow.
it's the one-off. There's only
Yeah.
one of them.
There you go.
So then at number 4,
Mm-hmm.
we go old school. 84 Nissan Bluebird Polka.
Ah, yeah.
That's a pretty cool.
It is.
Pretty cool Bathurst car
Yep.
we've done. That kind of started. Well, Nissan been involved for a little bit, but that kind of was when they really stuck it on the front row and kind of came to the fore a little bit.
Yep.
Might have taken another 8 odd years to get the win, but
Yep.
yeah. So that's at number 4. Number 3, we concur on this in the 2017 Erebus
Yep.
Penrite winner.
There's a dirty version of that as well, isn't there?
There is a dirty version of that as well,
Yeah.
and that was our first sort of winner, or definitely our first
Yeah.
winner, but kind of our first car even, because while we had DJR signed up sort of as we started the business,
Yeah.
Erebus was the second team we had signed,
Yeah.
and it was only days into being a business really that
That
all
went
of a
well.
sudden we had a Bathurst winner on our hands,
That
which
went well.
kind of changed everything we did from then on. We were focused on doing supercars and some other stuff, and
Yeah.
it became supercars really fast when we had a Bathurst winner
Yeah.
to get out there on the market. So
Nice.
that's number 3.
There's actually one in the cabinet of the huge Supercars fan house that we're staying in Bathurst.
There is too.
There is one in the cabinet there. There is a dirty version of the 2017 Bathurst winner. Anyway,
He's
carry on.
brave leaving that in there with you around.
Yeah.
So
I only steal models off you, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
not stealing.
Just clarify
I'm,
that,
I'm
yeah.
Robin Hood of the modern world. I steal off the rich.
I'm not sure about
Not
that.
going to take
Not
some
sure
poor
about
bloke's
that.
model.
So then number 2, we haven't released it yet, but we've
What's the
definitely
2024 Bathurst winner? What do you know
Well,
that we don't know?
I hope so. Could be. No, the 84 Big Banger in
Ah,
112 scale.
Yep.
So yeah. Not by the time this comes out, but only a month or so away will be our 112th 84
Great.
Bathurst winner. So
Yep.
that's definitely, as an iconic car,
Yep.
like that's kind of up
Mm-hmm.
there. And then number 1, and it's purely based on kind of the emotion of it and everything else and being here and what have you, the 2019 Bathurst winner.
Mm-hmm.
Scott McLaughlin's Bathurst win. Number 1 for us
Yeah.
has been our biggest seller, was our biggest seller.
I'm not going to make any jokes about what engine spec it comes
No,
with.
none of that, because it's the same engine that is in all of our Gen 2 Mustangs. It looks exactly the
Might
same.
have to do a tear
There are
down just to be sure
there
about
are
that.
no differences. But yeah, just an iconic livery being the Shell livery.
Yeah.
Most we've made. Yeah. Second
I-
Bathurst winner.
I
us.
have this hope and this dream that Brody Gostecki going to DJR is going to ring in enough change that we're going to get a new Shell livery. In the future.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
That would- yeah.
That would be very nice.
Yeah, it's,
From a modeller's perspective, that would be very nice.
It's something that I'm really just hoping is going to happen.
You might be right.
It would be a very cool
You
thing
might
to
be
see.
right. It's a bit of an era change there. So.
Yeah, that's a good list. You put
It's
together-
not bad. Yours was pretty good too.
Cool. All right.
Not,
Well,
not a
we,
bad list.
we could sit here and continue praising each
And
other.
I will freeze my you-know-what off.
So I reckon we're going to call it there. It's been
Go and
fun to
sit by
have
the
a
fire.
chat. This is a great start to Bathurst week. Hopefully everyone out there does enjoy what's going to unfold over these few days. The thing about the best thing about Bathurst is it absolutely doesn't matter what happens. It's an amazing result. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if it's someone winning it for the 8th time or the
Yeah.
first time. Like
Yeah.
it always means so much. And
There'll be some sadness on my part if one of 3 cars win, but any of the others,
Yeah, but
any of the others, I will be
I'm
up and about.
I'm speaking for the people out there that
They want to collect
there is-
authentic models too.
there is an amazing few days of motor racing ahead of us, and that's really cool. So thank you for joining us, William. Thank you again to the guys at Reckless, guys and girls here at Reckless, for letting us gate crash and
We'll go and consume some of their beverage.
yeah, we'll go and maybe put a bit of money back into the till
Back into the till.
for them. Have a great Bathurst week, and we'll see you on the next episode of Role Models.
Thanks, guys.